There we go.
All right, here we go. Do I have the teams in the right colors? I do. Excellent. All right,
Yay!
let's take a quick look over New Land of Fire. What an interesting cap configuration. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the Epoxy lineup here as we spawn into Game 2. In the green, Epoxy fielding a 4-destroyer lineup. We're looking at Dalek's Gdansk. It looks like a very similar build to Petro's Gdansk. Petro running Dazzle, whereas Dalek has opted for Superintendent, so an extra charge of that radar. And then we've got Daring in Connor's Daring and Hook Lines Z42. Backed up, indeed, backed up triple cruiser. I've got Shrimp's Salem here. Top grade gunner. Busling's Venezia, also running top grade gunner. And then I'm missing one. Where is, there we go. Deadeye's Moskva. Yep, Deadeye's Moskva, not running legendary here. 2 battleships, of course. Moose's Kremlin, sticking with that from last game. Wolfman now in HMS Incomparable, Zath, a ship that we occasionally see in the event, but certainly not one of its most popular. What do you got for Buenos Noches?
It's the first time I've seen Incomparable this entire tournament so far.
All right. Well, talk to me about Buenos Noches. Who we got?
All right. Buenos Noches has Nav LV making quick speed to the A cap along with Ban CV subs Marceau. They're both kind of your standard layout. Worth noting, neither of them are taking special unique captains. Abanu would help with Survivability Expert, whereas Honoré would help with Adrenaline Rush. They would be very helpful for either one. Backed up by Lego Mr. Panda's St. Vincent and Yordi's Moskva with unique upgrade. In front of them is Dark One in a Marseille, making his way up to, looks like possibly the safe island between A and B, safe with the quotation marks around it. Kelvin in a Ragnar moving up. This is, once again, not using a special captain. He could put Jersey Mike for a boosted adrenaline rush. You never know when those little bits can help you make a difference. Heading the other direction towards the decap, we have Delhi Moon Kaboom, once again, in the Moskva with the upgrade, looking at the lineup and saying, thank God there are no more of those pesky planes to deal with. Behind him is Chris 16 in the Colombo with unique upgrade. And finally, we have Phantom Darks in San Martin.
I really have...
Go ahead.
Are they going to be able to stop the quick Kleber cap, Zath? It looks like they are. Yes. Look at all the shells. Look at all the shells.
The radar. They were ready for it.
The torpedoes coming in. The shells coming in. Ban CV is going to have to play some fancy games here. He's managed it. But boy, it wasn't easy. Nab is still lit because he shot back. He's trying to reverse back into the cap.
His engines are broken?
He's finally dark now, but they're going to keep fishing for him. They know approximately where to fire.
Yeah, they want this cap so bad, they're willing to lose half their hit point.
They're willing to trade a lot of HP for it, and it's pretty much going to be Nab. I don't know how Nab got lit. I think the Zeds got him lit on the surface from his position.
Fire. He was on fire for a second. And
that'll do it. Nab has to bail out.
Right away.
Ban CV's Marceau now lit. They're going to drive it. Man, they're going to cough up all this HP's out, and they're going to walk away with nothing.
Niente, as you like to say.
You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You get nothing. Wow.
Good day, sir.
Wow.
You lose.
Yeah. What a play from Epoxy to just punish this early move. Well done.
Yeah, outstanding. Meanwhile, they haven't even picked up the decap.
No,
I'm surprised that
Ragnar's taking his time.
The decap in.
Yeah.
Well, no. D is in Delta, like the free cap, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't the San Martin have done that? He's got a 9.5 detection. He probably could have pulled that off.
Absolutely.
Go especially behind that island. Just park behind this island.
When you're about to come out, radar to make sure it's safe, and then leave.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
Wow. Epoxy coming in with, now that I look at the lineup, look at the ships they've sent over here, Zath, right? You've got 2 speed boosty radar destroyers, plus the Incomparable, which is fast, speed boost, and stealthy. Plus you've got Hook Line Z42 for firepower, plus the Venezia to punish any destroyers. They came specifically, almost with this exact lineup, specifically to counter that A play.
Oh yeah,
that's wild.
So we've seen teams doing a lot of that. Especially earlier today, but a lot of teams just saying, okay, we're going to group our destroyers and we're just going to pulverize whatever we find. Captain Kelvin once again saying, okay, I think I want this cap, and then saying, maybe I really don't. Hookline tries to back into A, gets radared by Yordi's Moskva, but what's gonna stop him after that radar?
After the radar's over, pretty much nothing.
And they've got time. They have a cap.
Yeah.
Buenos Noches does not.
I'm a little surprised to see being quite this passive on cap control. I mean, it's like they put all their eggs in that A play, and then once it didn't work out, it feels like they're not sure how to pivot.
100%, yes. And I mean, the thing that's wild is this San Martin is backing up. He got himself detected. He takes all that time to get into position to do something.
He could have just dived the island in D and had this done already.
And there's been a number of times Raptor where like the random battles mindset would have made a difference, which is wild to think about because this is competitive. This is the most competitive we're supposed to see games, etc., etc.
Oof.
Nice hit on Connor from the Colombo.
Chris with a heads-up SAP shot there on the daring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zath, this is something that I talk about when I play randoms, when I do replays, when I stream. There's very much
B, by the way.
Huh?
Look at B.
Yeah, I know. They were trying. Oh, they're going to get Kelvin already.
Uh-huh.
Man. Again, this is one of those, like, he probably could have, while they were busy murdering his teammates at A, he probably could have just driven straight through that cap. Nobody was even looking at him, and they could have had it already.
That's right. 100%.
So, what I was, to continue the earlier thought, it's possible to play too cautiously in this game. In a tournament environment like this, nobody wants to take risk. You don't want to take undue risk. Nobody wants to be the player that costs your team the game because he got dunked on earlier or whatever. But at the same time, not taking no risks very, very rarely results in a good result either. You almost always have to ride that line. There's that fine line between, okay, I have to do something, whatever it is, but I can't be crazy about it.
Exactly.
Well, 7 minutes gone. Buenos Noches firmly on the back foot. They managed to grab the quote-unquote the home cap, their D cap, but kicked in the teeth trying to grab A early, and they've not yet found a way to recover.
No. And I mean, we've both played competitive tournaments, clan battles, but nobody wants to be the first dead ship.
Nope.
So in competitive, a lot of times the first instinct is, what am I going to do that won't get me killed?
Yeah. Now, Zap, they're bringing Nabs Kleber over. I'm not quite sure what the thought is here. I don't think
do the same thing he did last time.
Yeah, but I don't think you can afford, with only 8,000 hit points, I don't think you can afford to drive out in front of the Moskva. That feels
I don't think he cares.
Well, he apparently doesn't because he's going for it.
Feels to me like this is just one of those frustration plays, like, to hell with this. I'm just going to do something crazy. We're going to do the Hail Mary. He's now detected.
I am not sure I would have made this play. He's trying to knock out the torpedo tubes there. It doesn't look like he gets it.
No.
Torp's in the water.
He'll get the kill.
He will get the kill here. And manage to sneak away unspotted. Can he avoid the damage coming in? He does. So now what's interesting about this is that Nab is actually in the EPOXY backfield, able to grab C, while Connor has made a very aggressive kind of move up to try and work over D here. Almost feels like EPOXY being a little too greedy.
Look at A. Speaking of greed.
Ooh.
Oh, there goes Hookline.
Hookline trying a torpedo charge.
You see what you guys did? I see that. Well, watch this, and then.
Feels like EPOXY may be letting B in back into this game here. It's not over yet, not by a long shot. Got a long way to go.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. And we commented on this, Put and I, last weekend especially. At a certain point, you have to say, to hell with it, we're going.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Nab did. And you're right, it blew things wide open because now you've got Moose in the Kremlin turning around to try to do something to stop Nab.
Yep. Well, and they can see Shrimp Dance. Shells going in over there. No, nothing doing from the Moskva. Oh! The Colombo.
Brilliant.
absolutely dunks the Daring for well over half his health in one shot. Wow. And
Well,
just
as Putin liked to say earlier, the Daring just found the new world.
yeah, and just like that, we have a lead change. Buenos Noches out to a points lead, although Mr. Panda's St. Vincent on the one line looking a little rough. He does get to a heal.
Phantom Duroc, meanwhile, on the other side, for Buenos Noches, manages to get his funny button active.
I gotta
and he's
say,
healing himself.
I gotta say, Zaf, now that they've got a lead, I don't know why Jordy and Mr. Panda are still up here in a 4-on-2. That does not feel like a good use of their time.
No, what really needs to happen is we need to see Dark One start coming out too and making something happen. He's got Hydro
Yeah.
available, so he's got the ability to do it if he wants to.
Yeah, if you're gonna push, you need to all push together, not leave your teammates out to dry here.
Exactly. Panda can only take this fire for so long.
Oh my goodness, Wolfman's incomparable speaks and Jordan Yordi screams in pain. Wow. It's about a 35 or 40,000 point hit there from those big 20 inchers.
Yeah.
Moose's Kremlin has rotated back to C.
Yeah, I was just looking at the same thing. They're playing little games here. Nab just happens to have this little place where he can just park himself and say, "Neener, neener, you're not getting this cap."
Look
at the Columbo.
Yeah, I was like, Chris is Columbo now, basically telling the Salem, like, let's go, let's dance. Kremlin trying to get in on this fight. There goes the St. Vincent.
St. Vincent.
Yep. And that leaves Yordi very, very, very alone over here on quite low HP. Buenos Noches made a big push to get back into this game, had flipped the lead. They've lost it for the moment. 8.5 minutes to play, only a 40-point difference as Shrimp Dance gets kicked in the teeth, and Chris goes out. And so a D-flank.
So now it's Salem and St. Martin.
Yeah, a D-flank that was looking like it was shaping up very nicely for Buenos Noches. Maybe now not holding together quite as well as they would have liked with the loss of the battleship. Both their battleships now off the board.
And possibly this Mosfa. Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice salvo from Wolfman's incomparable.
Only a matter of time. If you is a cruiser player going up against someone who understands how to aim and how to drive an incomparable is one of the most frustrating experiences because she's so good at murdering cruisers.
Yeah, if they can hit.
Yeah, they're going to try and pick up. They're going to try and get Band CV to pick up A, but this is a huge risk as Dalek's got radar available and is pushing back up. 5 seconds here. I think Band CV is going to grab it.
He'll get it. He'll get it.
He's just outside the range, and he's going to be able to speed out of there undetected. Wow.
Dalek not willing to completely risk it because of the Marseille right there.
No, it's a bold play, but
the Kremlin.
Bold play, but a smart one. Phantom hanging on 1,000 HP back here with his next heal 2 minutes away.
Eesh.
Kaboom now going in on Moose at point-blank range.
I mean, you might as well at this point.
Forcing Moose to wander into torpedoes. Nab went out somewhere. I missed it. Okay, looks like Moose got him.
He came out right in front of the Kremlin.
Yeah. Kaboom's icebreaker bow holds up against the Kremlin, but his AP doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, but he's got to start turning now.
Yeah, he's going to have to turn.
San
Martin goes out. Not shocking.
Nope.
Shrimp Dance able to push there.
Continues to flood.
Shrimp Dance is missing a forward turret. His B turret is completely destroyed.
Not surprised.
No, it was disabled. No, I apologize.
Fire.
Disabled, my apologies. Not destroyed.
Nice attempt there by Moose.
Ooh.
Not enough. And Kaboom. And here's the thing. Kaboom can't afford the ram, so he's got to take it kind of carefully here, make sure he doesn't get rammed, and make sure he gets the kill on the Kremlin, and hope that the Salem doesn't get on this
BN owns all of this real estate, but they're down 3 ships right now. They desperately need this kill. Truth be told, I'm not sure how they're going to get it. He switched to HE right there.
HE, yeah. Do not like.
No.
Moose knows he's safe.
Yep. Yeah, firing the HE at his armor belt is not going to produce the results that Kaboom needs.
No, he's probably thinking just one more fire.
Yeah, and now because of the island, he'll never, Moskva's guns will never be able to get shells over that island. And now he's on a double fire.
He'll go out shortly.
And
Dark One has decided he will die at this island.
And just like that, every single cap now capping for Epoxy. They're ready to seal this deal and go 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Zath, I got to say, for a minute there, it looked like Buenos Noches had found a way back in, but it feels like some, maybe, what do you even call them, errors? I'm not even sure. But certainly Epoxy holding fast and making it work.
Yeah, a couple of key plays. I think what went down at A, for example.
Yeah.
You know, I see that like flash of greatness, and unfortunately they just couldn't exploit that to a win.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does. 100%. Big incom salvo coming in on Dark One here. Looks like he's going to turn into it. Come up okay.
Yeah, 46 seconds remaining in this game. Possibly fewer, depending on what happens with Dark
They'll
One.
get a small time extension out of Dark One, but it won't be enough. It's just, I mean, it's a 6-on-2 at this point. I got to say, Zath, if you made me go back and pick an MVP, it would probably be Shrimp Dance. The fact that he sat there nose to nose with a Columbo and pulled off a victory, wild to me. Absolutely wild.
It was a Columbo and
the San Martin. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, big hit on the Petro there from Dark One. Fungus is like, yeah, well, I can do that too. Here, have one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Bean knows it's over. They're just driving straight forward at these guys.
Yep.
And there it goes.
And of course, there is a loser's bracket, so that doesn't mean that they are out.
They're not out completely. Man, both teams looked really good in this series, Zath, but it's Epoxy that comes out on top.
That's right. That's right. Indeedy. So let's go ahead and give them their due. Set them up as the winners.
Hit that. I got to do that. Hit that button. And then this button should work. Hey-oh, man, I really do like it when everything on the overlay system like works the way it's supposed to, right? That's a good feeling.
You know, and I agree, and big thanks to Sarah for putting this together.
Agreed. And I like the coloring this year. The logo is really, really nice.